This is a response video to the JapanChannel.com's video on sexual harassment in Japan. It's a pretty good video. If you're interested in sexual harassment, I recommend you check it out. But there's one point that I disagree with about how to handle harassment in the workplace. I've been in Japan for about 5 years, and there's a lot of harassment here. I've been groped on the train and propositioned at work, and I once had a guy with no pants on outside my apartment doing exactly what you'd expect a guy with no pants to be doing. And when I went to the police to report it, they just laughed and said it was because I was good looking, and they did nothing. So yes, there definitely is harassment in Japan. Probably the most harassment goes on in the workplace, and the JapanChannel.com video suggested that when you're being harassed, you should give your harasser like the evil eye or tell them to knock it off or something, and I disagree with this advice. I've done that, and it really is not the best way to go. I think what people don't realize about harassment in Japan is it's not really taken seriously. The harasser doesn't think what they're doing is wrong or bad. In fact, they think it's kind of like a compliment, you know, it means you're attractive. It's just not seen to be a bad thing. So if you get visibly upset and you call them out in front of other people, they'll be offended that you're offended, and they'll be angry that you made a scene over it. And if you have to work with these people every day, if you do any production together or you have to work on projects together, you'll get a reputation for being difficult and offensive and uptight, and they will definitely take that out of you. I mean, you'll find you're not invited to meetings, or you don't know about deadlines or something. It will definitely come back to you. So, I know this is really difficult, but my advice to you is, instead of calling out the person and giving them a look and causing them to lose face in public, as soon as possible after the harassment, you should try to take them to a place where no one else can hear what you're going to say, away from the group. Don't worry, they're not usually dangerous, they're just vile and disgusting. And I know this is really hard, but you've got to apologize. It's the last thing you want to do. But you've got to say to them, you know, I'm sorry, I'm from a different culture, and where I come from we don't do this, and I'm not used to it, so I'd appreciate it if you could share your jokes with someone else, not me. And you'll have to grit your teeth while you're doing this. You won't want to do it, but it will diffuse the situation and it will stop the harassment in most cases. And you can blame it on your culture and something else, and it's not a you versus them thing anymore. It's just, you know, they can just go on and say, oh, you know, some cultures just don't know how to have fun like we do, you know, with sexual harassment. But if you can do it, I really recommend the one-on-one approach. It will have the same effect as embarrassing them in public, but you won't get dragged down with it, so I think it's the way to go. At least that's been in my situation, but yeah, harassment is unfortunately a part of life in Japan, and as a foreign woman here, you've already got 2 strikes against you anyway, so I recommend not making your life any more difficult than it has to be already. So I'm wishing all you guys out there a harassment-free life, but you know, if it turns out to be that's not the case, then try to solve it one-on-one. You might be happy that you did. So good luck, everyone.